Is that better now? Is that better now? Are we there? Are we there? Are we there? Can't hear me. Can't hear me. Oh, no. This is how we start out the show. Oh, no. What's up, Stacy? Yes, we're good. Okay, good Lord. It's been a long week, people. It's been a long week. It's been a long week. So, but I appreciate everyone joining. Welcome to the Ropp Star Report. Got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about rookie minicamp, some updates for you guys that maybe you haven't heard about, or maybe you have, and I'm just going to talk about them. So some news and updates between the rookie minicamp, and then we're going to talk about that giveaway. I did watch the press conference, so we'll talk more about that. They got XL listed at 6'3", 227. Dude is huge. I don't even know if those measurements are right because I remember that he was listed 6'1", 221. So the 227, 221, I'm not too worried about that. But the height thing, I don't know. No, but I don't think anybody's confirmed that height situation yet. Because a lot of people are saying exactly that he's 6'1", but then some people are saying he's 6'3". So I don't know. Either way, he's a large man. Okay. All right. Yeah, I saw that, Zach. But again, what was it? NFL Draft Buzz had him at 6'1", 221. I'm pretty sure PFF did too. So I don't know. Maybe they remeasured him. Maybe he got taller. Again, he is young and he can still be growing. Some people don't stop growing until they're 25, 26 years old. So let's get it. Broski Bear's new punter, 6'4", 225. He's jacked. He's absolutely jacked. He is absolutely jacked. Oh, let's see. He's an Aussie. Oh, he's an Aussie. Aussie. I'm trying to get this the way I want it, but it doesn't seem to. Okay, I need to edit this one. That's what it is. He's an Aussie. Aussie. He's an Aussie, mate. He's an Aussie. That should be good. No, it's still not good. Let's do that. Let's hit save on that. Let's see if that's bad. No, that's not too bad. I don't know. That's all right. I stopped growing at 13, dude. I stopped growing in high school, I stopped growing in high school too. All right, so Panthers are ready for rookie minicamp. Clay, thank Marcos for telling me about your channel. Well, thank you, Marcos. Marcos has been killing it ever since I've made him a I can't lie. He's been killing it ever since I made him a moderator. So he's been killing it. Okay. So first off, Panthers are ready for rookie minicamp, right? There's a lot that has gone on with everything. Panthers have agreed to terms with all 7 draft picks. So, we were one of the first. I think we are the first team in the NFL to sign up all 7 of our draft picks. And according to the team website, they've sealed the deal with all 7 of them. So Xavier Legette, Jonathan Brooks, Trevor Wallace, Jaden Sanders, all those guys have sealed the deal with their contracts. I gotta stop messing around with this thing. We're gonna leave it as is. So congratulations to all those rookies. Well deserved. I think I know why this thing is not working the way I want it to. It's because this is way too big. Honestly, this is way too big. We need to make this smaller. We need to make this bigger. That's better. I'd rather it to be looked up. Okay. So, happy Friday, Jen. So they came in and signed all their 7 picks. They'll be joining forces with that undrafted free agents and the rookie mini camp invites for a 3-day blitz of getting acquainted with, Coach Dave Canales. Now here's the kicker: Jonathan Brooks won't be strutting his stuff just yet. The guy's still rehabbing that torn ACL. He got back in November, but the rest of the squad is ready to roll. This weekend's all about the newbies. All right, Xavier Legette zipping in from South Carolina for his inaugural on-field gig with the team. He's obviously itching to team up with Bryce and add some downfield firepower to the mix. Mark your calendars, though, guys. The Panthers powwow is slated for May 20th through to 21st when OTAs kick off. That's when the rookies will rub elbows with the veterans for the first time, and then Canales and Morgan will finally get to see the offseason handwork that they put together. So it should be a good showdown. Look forward to hearing more and seeing more about the OTAs and stuff like that. Panthers hired an analytics guy. This is your analytics guy that they hired, by the way, from PFF. This is Greg. This was the best picture I could find of this guy, so I had to use it. Apparently they hired this Atlantics expert named Eric Eager, again, who previously worked for Football Focus. He has a PhD in mathematical biology from Nebraska. So, he's got to be a smart ass and smart for this job. What's particularly interesting about this guy is that he used his mathematics or his time as a mathematics professor before he translated into the analytics for NFL teams. So you talk about a career change. The guy went from teaching math in college to making analytics for NFL teams. All right. So it seems like David Tepper's really trying to push the analytics to be a big part of this team's strategy. All right. He's been talking about it with previous coaches. Now he's bringing in Eager to help out. Eager worked for the Giants, I know, at one point. He's been more hands-off recently, Tepper has, and letting the football guys take charge, but it looks like he's ready to let Eager do his thing. I'm interested to see what kind of impact this guy's going to have. Are we going to see some PFF charts out there for the Carolina Panthers for each and every player on this team? Are we going to actually see a PFF report on these guys come out? I'm curious because they hired this guy, right, who used to work at PFF. The guy literally went from teaching Math 130I at whatever school, I guess Nebraska, if I'm assuming, because that's where he got his PhD. So I don't know. Maybe he was teaching there, maybe he wasn't. But it goes from teaching Math 130I. If you don't know what Math 130I is, it's one of the hard. It was a 75% failure rate where I went to college. All right, I passed it, but it took me 2 times to pass the class. The first time I only missed it by 1 point, and I'm not dumb. It's just a freaking tough ass math class. Conbred, I guess I'm 5'9", so I don't know if that's short. You're 5'3", so I'm 6 inches taller than you, but I don't know if 5'9" is considered short king. I'm not sure. Sound off in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about that. I started a poll. See if y'all watched the press conferences. I watched it today. I don't know if y'all did. I watched the press conference today. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm wondering, like I said, I'd like to see what the kind of impact this hire will do, maybe for our Panthers' performance from an analytical standpoint. I hope this guy comes out and makes like PFF charts for our team and like would post it up for us to see or something like that. I doubt that's gonna happen, but you know, you never know. It would be interesting to see. Okay, the Panthers also went out and signed. Okay, they went out and signed. They struck deals with all 18 free agents. Okay. And these are guys who are also participating in the rookie minicamp, which is officially was underway today. And these are all the free agents that were featured there today. All of these guys. So Jake Plummer was there. Okay. Jake Plummer, Jaden Sheridan, the running back out of Monmouth. Of course, a fan favorite, Jalen Coker, wide receiver out of Holy Cross. Sam Pickney, my boy out of Coastal Carolina. Chance up. All right. Chance up. Chance up. Okay. All right. Sam Pickney, if you don't know, go watch some clips. Dude's a dog. All right. Kevin Fulsher out of New Haven. Jeremiah Crawford, offensive tackle out of Tennessee. Offensive tackle Christian Duffy out of Kansas State. Sender Andrew Romm out of Oklahoma. Popo Amaube, defensive end out of Oregon. Darius Hodges out of Tulane, defensive end. Outside linebacker Kitty Dyson out of Bryant. Outside linebacker Derek McClendon out of Colorado. Linebacker Jackson Mitchell out of UConn. Cornerback Willie Drew, favorite of mine. Cornerback Deshaun Gady out of Ole Miss. Another Chanticleer, Clayton Isabel, safety, Jermaine Richardson, Texas A&M, and of course, the thickest kicker in the NFL, Harrison Mavis out of Missouri. Okay? All right? So those are all your guys that were there yesterday. Okay? These are all your guys that were there yesterday. Let me make it bigger. There we go. So, or not yesterday, but today. Sorry. I don't know why I kept saying yesterday. So there's your list of your free agents that were there. They're saying that Plummer looked horrible in rookie minicamp. Let's talk about Jake Plummer real quick. Marcos. I'm glad you brought that up. The clips they put out earlier showed the QBs not being able to hit Legette in stride on slant routes. That's a problem. Roll Tide, JD, like that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem if these guys can't hit Legette on a slant route. It shouldn't be that hard. Well, let's talk about Jack Plummer, not Jake Plummer. Jack Plummer. I mean, the guy had his hopes during the NFL draft, and I think he might snag a spot. But when that didn't pan out, he and his crew hit the undrafted free agency trial, and they took a search. They landed Jack here. Bryce Young holding down the fort as the top guy. Of course, you got Andy Dalton backing him up. And there was room for a third quarterback, and we all know that Dave Canales wanted to bring in that third quarterback. Jack Plummer's ready to seize that opportunity, but from what the clips I saw too, because everybody, Roll Tide JD's got a point there. Zach's got a point there too. But this guy is no stranger to adapting to new environments. I will say that about Jack. Played at Purdue, then he played at California, then he went to Louisville. He was practically a pro, making quick connections and stepping up as a lead. The experience should come in handy as he settles in. Today's the first day. All right. Today's the first day of minicamp. I don't expect anything crazy out of Jack. I don't expect anything crazy out of any of these guys. Okay. So we'll see as rookie minicamp goes along. But I know what clips you're talking about. I do. Woo. Let's see here. There's still 2 days before undrafted quarterbacks work on their arm and get hit timing down. Yeah, I think it's just going to take some time. I mean, I don't expect it. Um, Also, some guys that were released today. 7 players were released today. Tyreek Cohen, among 7 of them were. Tyreek Cohen, Spencer Brown, Chris Pierce, Jalen Camp, Elam Manning, and Raquan Williams, and AJ Parker. Now, you might remember Tyreek Cohen as once an all-pro kick returner after being out of the league for almost 3 years. He made a comeback last season. He signed with the Panthers, and unfortunately, he spent the year on the practice squad and never activated for a game. To make things worse, he suffered an injury in November. He had to put on a practice squad injury reserve. Back in 2018, during his all-pro season, Cohen rushed for 444 yards, 3 touchdowns on 99 carries. He also caught 71 receptions for 725 yards and returned 33 kicks for 411 yards, with his longest return being 44 yards. So with the recent moves in the running back room, has undergone some changes. The people that are still here, of course, is Raheem Blackshear, Mike Boone, Jonathan Brooks, Chuba Hubbard, Rashawn Penny, Miles Sanders. It's going to be interesting to see how this running back room pans out to me. It's going to be very interesting to see how this running back room pans out. All right. I get it. I know. I'm letting people know. I'm just letting people know that people were released. All right. B. Amos is in here saying hit the like button. Thank you, B. Amos. I appreciate that. Oh, man. All right. Let's talk about a wonderful pickup. A wonderful pickup in the draft. All right. So I was reading about Jaden Sanders in a recent article the other day, and it brought up this topic. Is he the perfect fit for our tight end room? All right. Is he the perfect fit? All right. And, it's kind of daunted on me. It's like we're adding these pieces to the puzzle. Okay. All right. So I'm excited to see how this guy's going to fit with the team. He was taken first pick in the 4th round. All right. I'm curious to see what role he'll play in this offense. It'll be interesting to see how Dave Canales and this Panthers passing game works, and how it works with tight ends in the past. Now, the most recent tight end Dave Canales has worked with was Cade Otton in Tampa Bay. Saw impressive improvements under Canales' guidance last season. Now, Otton's yards per reception, touchdown totals, average depth of target increased significantly, which is promising for Sanders. Now, even though Otton wasn't as fast, or isn't as agile as Sanders, I still feel like he's going to be a crucial part to this offense out the gate. I think he's one of the guys I feel like is going to make an immediate impact. Okay. To me, that indicates that Sanders could have a similar role. And I think Sanders will probably be used in a similar way to Otton, with a lot of snaps from the slot, mostly in line on the right side. Sanders is not the best blocker, something he still needs to work on, but I think he'll be able to, hopefully, through this offseason trainings between the minicamp, the OTAs, training camp, and all that, he'll find his feet in that regards. Now, regarding his stats, I'm guessing Sanders will have around 30 catches in his rookie season. That's kind of where I'm at. And I can see him going over around 300 yards and a couple of touchdowns. And, of course, it's hard to say how things will go, but I'm excited to see what this guy can do. So y'all let me know what you think. Do you agree with my predictions? Do you have your own thoughts on Sanders' potential role? Let me know in the comments, okay? Let me know in the comments. Wait, what? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. CJ Trent says, what's up? What's up, young Clay? Hit that like button, fuckers. CJ, I'm not that young, surprisingly enough. Jaden Sanders will help Bryce out a lot. Yeah, for sure. They're making room for Rashad Penny and Jalen Coker for sure. That's what they did. And some of those other guys too. I say 60 receptions, 700 yards. Okay, wow. I think Sanders will be tight end one by the end of the season for sure, James. For sure. For sure. Okay, does age matter in the NFL? Does age matter? Is it really about the age? Right? Is it really about the age? Because I think that's what we're dealing with here with the Stefon Gilmore thing. Because there seems to be a lot of radio silence in the air regarding Stefon Gilmore and his potential return. And despite some pre-draft buzz, a possible reunion, things have hit a bit of a standstill. Now, according to Joe Parsons over at The Athletic, he came out and said there's been zero movement on the Gilmore front, despite the GM Dan Morgan hinting that they might circle back to the idea that the dust settled post-draft. So what's Gibbs? Well, Gilmore came out and said that he's decided, he came out, broke silence, give some insight into the situation in a chat with a league insider, Josina Anderson. And he made it clear to her that he's still got game and he won't be settling for a bargain bin deal just because he's a bit older. Obviously, the man knows his worth. So he says he's still focused on playing. It's all about the right opportunity. He feels like his age thing with some teams, but he goes, if I was 28, I would already had signed by now, which is true. If he was 28 years old, the guy at 28 years old was balling. Probably the best corner in the league at his age at 28, possibly. But he still believes he can bring value to the team at the age that he is now. So here's the kicker. Gilmore isn't twiddling his thumbs, okay? He's keeping busy watch right now. He's watching his son tear it up on the field, showcasing some lockdown defensive skills of his own. So talk about keeping it in the family. And as for whether Gilmore's got the Panthers on his radar or not, it's all up in the air. And that just be one of the many teams he's chatting with. So I wouldn't read into it too much. But let's be real. Carolina could use a boost in the cornerback room, especially because of J.C. Horn's injury history looming large. Now, there's still a chance that Gilmore could come back in the Panthers blue. Do I want him here? I'm 50-50 on it. He might believe that he could still play, and he has had 2 solid seasons the past 2 years. But father time can catch up pretty quickly sometimes. But to me, every day that passes, it seems less likely that he's coming here. Other contenders might be knocking with sweeter deals. And at some point, loyalty to the home team only goes so far, especially if the paycheck ain't even right. So the Gilmore saga might just be getting started. Who knows where it'll end up? Carolina or elsewhere. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Wow. Let's see what we got in here. What's good, Clay? I like the undrafted wide receiver, number 15, Sam Pinckney from Coastal Carolina. Nobody has hired his not bargain bin ass. Now he's old. Gilly and JC Horn holding. I'd love to see it. But I mean, as long as I'm getting the Gilly that I got the past 2 seasons I've seen, there are still going to be cuts. There were a lot of DBs drafted. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of cuts. Panthers posted video. Sanders working on his run blocking. Nice. Undrafted free agents. Willie Drew. Those are who you like. Okay. Stop looking at the watch. Just getting started. So this is the rookie minicamp roster. Okay, so this is the roster that we have that was there today. This is the full-blown roster for today's rookie minicamp, which is crazy. So you got guard Greg Anderson, defensive tackle Popo Amuwabe, linebacker Michael Barrett, Rory Deegan. Never heard of him. Must be a new guy. Kicker Jonathan Brooks, running back. Sean Chambers, quarterback out of Wyoming, I think he was. Jalen Coker, of course. Jeremiah Crawford, Jaden Crometti, Willie Drew, offensive tackle Christian Duffy, outside linebacker Ken Dyson Jr., tight end Kevin Folsch, cornerback Deshaun Gady, defensive end Darius Hodges, safety Clayton Isabel, of course, wide receiver Xavier Legette, outside linebacker Derek McLinden, Harrison Mavis, kicker, corner Jackson Mitchell, wide receiver Sam Pinkney, course quarterback Jack Plummer, center Andrew Rame, safety Damani Richardson, guard Justin Schaefer, running back Jaden Sherndon, Chow Smith or Seamus Wade. I don't know how to pronounce his first name. I don't know if it's Shay or Shao or what. Corner, and then of course Trevin Wallace. So this is the full list of guys that are in here. Popo is salty as fuck. 32 people watching, only 20 likes. I'm gonna like button, you mother lovers. What up, James Island? This draft night might be good enough to play with the Panthers on Madden 25 because they're ass right now. Roy is you can update your rosters now, James. You can update your rosters. You can find people who have updated the rosters and download it. Roy is an international kicker from Ireland, 32-year rookie. Interesting. We need Gilly. We got Shao. What kind of name is that? Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. All right. I'm gonna update it. Yeah, you can download it. You can find some good ones. You gotta search around. Sometimes Twitter also posts up people who do like Madden 24 right now, and they'll update the rosters. You just have to download it, and they'll like update. They update every roster, not just the Panthers. Got my eyes on Willie Drew. Me too, Rocky. Two flavors. I like Willie Drew a lot. So Xavier Legette jersey giveaway, everyone. So first things first, do me a favor and smash that like button here, okay? Join the Discord, okay? So if you want to get in on this, all right? Because right now, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 people in the Discord for the jersey giveaway. So if you want to get in on this, it's free. All you have to do is click that link, join the Discord, and then you take a screenshot that you're subscribed to the channel, place it in the Discord channel called Jersey Giveaway. So take that screenshot, place it in the Discord called Jersey Giveaway, and then your name's going to be added to the giveaway Spin the Wheel. And then we'll do the Spin the Wheel next week. All right, I'm giving y'all time to get into the Discord. That's why I haven't done it yet, because we only have 4 people in there. So I'm trying to get you guys, because I know that people wanted to do this. All right, and I promised you that because you gave me 100 likes on that live stream that I promised you it on. But we only got 4 people in the Discord that have screenshotted that they are subscribers. Now, everyone that's already in the Discord, you need to go ahead and do the same thing. Go ahead. Yes. If you're already, do I need the screenshot? I'm subbed and put it in Discord. Yes, Marcos. I want everybody to do it. So even if you're already in the Discord and even if you're already a subscriber, go ahead and do it. Okay? Go ahead and do it. Zach says he's 5. Okay, so Zach's already done it. So there we go. Even if I know you're already in the Discord, go ahead and do it. Okay? All right. If you're already in the Discord, go ahead and do it. Okay? So just go ahead and do it. And I'll take and I'm going to go ahead and add this to the Discord. So everyone in here must do the same, even if I'm going to go ahead and add that into the Discord. Okay. Everyone in the Discord must do this to get in the giveaway. Even if you're already in there. All right. Jersey giveaway. All right. Marcos is in there. Perfect. All right. So I'm letting y'all know. Okay. I'm letting you know now. So here's the Discord link. And then all you have to do is Discord is steady saying error. Let me try again. Sometimes it can be funky day one, Panthers fan. Try that one. Which is weird because the one that Marcos Cash sends should be right too, but try that one, day one Panthers fan. That one should be good. That one should be good. So, some people recently were. I'm going to go back to this, and then I'll leave that up so that you guys, as you're in here, can see this. Okay. So some things that were brought to my attention lately. It's raising still, I have a lot of concerns about that center position. It's all about Austin Corbett, who's been getting a lot of love from the coaching staff. But here's the thing. Corbett's been primarily a guard, not a center. So it is a bit worrisome that they are banking on him to make the switch. And I'm not entirely sold in the idea. Basically, if Corbett was a true center, wouldn't he have been played there all along? Plus, with the Corbett dealing with knee issues and no clear-cut center in sight, it raises some eyebrows to me. And I also wanted to harp on something else real quick while I got you guys' attention. I'm a little bit curious about the wide receiver situation, especially now with Adam Thielen, Deontay Johnson, Xavier Legette, Jonathan Mingo in the mix. It's a bit of a puzzle to me because you got Johnson claiming the X receiver spot, but Legette's shaking things up. I see Legette snagging plenty of targets on the outside thanks to his speed and size, but poor Mingo, right? His role looks a bit murky. He might have to fight for some snaps. There's even talk of him stepping into the slot. Tough break, but who knows? Injuries happen, and Mingo could find himself in a prime spot sooner or later. And another thing that has got me scratching my head a little bit that I haven't really talked about, and I'm curious to hear what y'all's thoughts are on this with the Panthers draft strategy. They seem to have loaded up on positions they have already pretty solid, I felt like. Like the running back. While there were some ignoring some glaring needs in the secondary and at center, I'm not entirely convinced either that was the right moves that they made. Sure, they snagged some talent like Smith Wade at cornerback, but there was still work to be done in that thing. With guys like Brooks and Legette adding some punch to the offense, it's a bit of a head scratcher for me. But hey, drafting is for need is a gamble. But the only time will tell if the Panthers rolled the dice right. It just makes me think back to the whole thing, guys. Is like we need to have. I still feel like we missed some opportunities when it came to, the center position and the cornerback position. And then, Zach has been posting some good stuff in the channel. Let's see. This is what I wanted to talk about the other day. So look at this. So this says, actually, I'll just click on the link and we'll just share this tab instead. So it says here that the Eagles lead the NFL in investments on the offensive line, and the Panthers are second close to third. The Eagles, look at the Eagles' investment. $78 million new money per year. We're at 77, not far behind. Texans, Browns, Rams, Colts, Falcons, Broncos, Giants. But if you look at these teams, so look at these. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see 7 playoff teams. Now, if we're talking about last year, of course, only 4 or 5, actually 5. But I can see the Colts and the Falcons make the playoffs this year, especially if the Colts thing works out with Anthony Richardson. But this is crazy. But again, if you're looking at it from the standpoint of teams that can be playoff contenders this year, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams who invest in their offensive line. And if we're talking about teams that were there last year, you got 5 of them. I think we'll hit on all of our draft picks, but how big time will tell. Yeah. Dude, that Discord shit's retarded. Well, what happened, CJ? What are you running into? Now, did anybody in the chat watch today's did anybody in the chat watch today? Ooh. Well, I'm buying that. I will be buying that. That is for sure. I will be buying that when that comes out. All right, well. No worries then. Oh gosh.
How about 5 years?
About the horses, how old were you when you rode your first one?
How about 5 years old? And ever since I was a little boy, my uncle he would bring the horses to my house every day for my birthday, and then we'll go out there to the horse stable on the weekend.
Do you have your own horse?
Oh,
Or and what's his name? His or her
Dollar
name?
Bill.
What's that?
Dollar Bill.
Dollar Bill?
Yeah, it's a ragged horse. one that's still pretty.
That was my next question. Is it like quarter horse?
Oh yeah.
Dear Lord. That boy's a trip. All right, so this was interesting.
That was the most important thing to me, to really put emphasis on certain routes that the media was saying that I couldn't run, I wasn't able to run. So I feel like that was the most important thing to me. So I just worked on those things a lot. So yeah, man, that was the.
Oh God, no, I can't listen to that.
Really asked to run a lot of those. For sure. And the reason why I say that, I wasn't really asked to run a lot of those routes to where I'm showing that I'm breaking my hips. A lot of my routes my film showed that.
This is the only thing I don't understand is he believes he was underrated because his route running in college, because he says that the coaches at South Carolina told him that they didn't want him to run certain routes or that he didn't need to. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I don't understand with that. From Xavier Legette, this whole thing here. I don't understand that. Why would he say that? Why would he say, I just don't understand, why would South Carolina limit him then? See, that doesn't make sense to me.
It was smooth. It was real short, so we got to do work.
Jonathan Brooks says he's been taking rehab on his knee up a notch since arriving in Charlotte. He's been 5 months removed from ACL surgery, and he reiterates he's on pace with his recovery. Nice.
Especially I'm 5 months out. Essentially, it's kind of just up into the notch. Especially I'm 5 months out of rehab, 5 months out of surgery, so I kind of get to do more advanced stuff now. So, I mean, I'm essentially doing the same stuff, but it's good to hear from different perspectives of rehab, what's better, what's not. You know what I mean? And I just like how helpful they've been, and it showed already since day one. Essentially, it's kind of just.
All right, little man is in here. Nice. Nice. We're getting some more people in there. Let's hear what Mr. Energetic has to say.
You know, that's first day. First day is like it's the me to you factor. You know, we got to get another RVA route versus air, just under our belt so they can learn each other, learn the landmarks of where we're throwing it. And, to the quarterback's credit, Xavier is a big, fast man. And so there is a change of pace. He's covering ground like you're not used to seeing. Just kind of looking at Montana State, Louisville, like they may not have had a guy that's this big, this fast. And so a lot of that I saw
Montana State. Okay. That's why his jerseys look like.
I'm confident we'll be better tomorrow. That's first day.
That's why that other quarterback from Montana State.
I'm really excited to go to the event tonight. Came in the league in 2010 and spent a good amount of my, first part of my time evaluating the best receivers in the league. And he certainly was one of those. Another California guy too, so really near and dear to my heart. Somebody I followed, so I'm excited for that. Steve Smith, North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. I'm really excited to go to the event tonight. Came in the league in 2010 and spent a good amount of my, first.
Let's see if there's anything else going on. New coaches. Nice. It's a good picture of the rookie minicamp. You'll be lucky if he plays Thanksgiving, if at all this season. I hope they don't rush back. Let the dude heal fully mid-season, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about it before with the whole thing. They're going to. I think the reason why they went out and got. I think the whole reason why they went out and got Rashad Penny is to bring him back slowly. I truly believe that. I think they did that to, bring him back slowly. Trying to see if there's anything else. They probably went out and got that running back they played with. Yeah, I mean Rashad Penny. I think that's the whole point. Zach, is they're not going to rush him back, right? They're not going to rush him back. Let me look. Well, you got your notifications on, Day One Panthers fan. Take a screenshot that you're subscribed. Take a screenshot that you're subscribed. Now this is interesting. Zach keeps giving me stuff to talk about here. As I have other stuff I want to talk about. This is interesting right here, though, for Xavier Legette. The Patriots were trying to select Xavier Legette. Which I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that they were trying to get that. Of course they're going to. I think that they wanted him too. I think a lot of teams wanted him. So it's not a surprise to me that this came out and the Patriots wanted Xavier Legette. And here's the thing: the Patriots were probably in talks with the Bills, trying to make that trade. Trying to make that trade to get him as well. I mean, apparently they were set to draft Xavier Legette before the Panthers traded up to get him. And Legette, I think Legette was going to come off the board sooner rather than later, one way or another, honestly. And I think, as it turns out, that Legette would have not lasted long in day 2 if the Panthers went a different direction. As the New England Patriots had their eye set on this guy. But Jeremy Fowler said that the Patriots were picking at 34 overall. We're going to take Legette with that pick there in the second round. Instead, they opted to trade back, and they swapped with Los Angeles, and they drafted Jalen Polk at the 37th pick overall. But I think the Patriots loved Polk. That's why they opted to make the trade. But I think they had Legette a bit higher on the pecking order for sure. Day One Panthers fan, all you have to do is take a screenshot that you're subscribed to the channel. So it just goes to the beginning of my page and just screenshot my page. If you take a screenshot of my page, it'll show me that you're subscribed. That's all. Just go to the home page. I appreciate every one of y'all doing it too. I appreciate everyone getting in. I appreciate everyone subscribing. I appreciate everyone liking. But that's an interesting take to me. There you go. That's perfect. That one works. Day One Panthers fan, that one works. That's absolutely perfect. That's absolutely perfect. That's all you had to do. That's perfect. Super easy. Just put it in the jersey giveaway and you got it. Yep, you did. Okay, perfect. You're good to go. You are good to go. So everybody, if you're in the Discord, again, Don't forget to join the Discord. Sorry, I'm blowing you up with all this content. No, go ahead. Continue. Continue. Send it my way. Send it my way. I'm assuming everyone has seen this video. I'm assuming everyone has seen this video. Broski Bear, I think so. I think that is the week one. I think that's going to be the week one game. I think that's going to be the week one game. I'm in the building. What's up, Jadarius? What up? What up? Now, did everybody watch the press conference today, or do we need to watch that? Has everybody watched the press conference today, or do we need to watch that? And then we can break it down. Because we can definitely do that. Those are sick. That's awesome. Ooh, we can watch all three of these. Let's see if there's any news real quick. Okay. Yes, let's watch it. Okay. Yeah, I have.
First, want to start off just sending out our condolences and our heartfelt just thoughts with everyone who was impacted, with the local law enforcement murders that happened, and everyone that's connected to that. I can't even imagine, going through a tragedy like that, and it's been real comforting to see just the city of Charlotte really rally around and support. So I just wanted to first mention that. And then, on another note, just, Steve Smith, North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. I'm really excited to go to the event tonight. Came in the league in 2010 and spent a good amount of my, first part of my time evaluating the best receivers in the league. And he certainly was one of those, another California guy too. So really near and dear to my heart, somebody I followed. So I'm excited for that. Just talking about today, just first day on the field with the group, really was just about introducing them to NFL work. The level of detail, the amount of really the exertion and the rapid fire way we do our drills. I could see definitely that there were some big eyes out there in the drills as guys have hopped in and are starting to learn the work that's required of them. And I just, gave all the rookies a heads up on, the type of guys that are here, the character of this team. Our best players happen to be our hardest workers, and really proud to say that and to introduce all of them into our football family. Any questions?
Yeah. Coach, what's your first impression on Trevin Wallace? And then the second part of the question, when he was in high school, he worked at McDonald's. He'd get up at 5 a.m. after Friday night game. When you were a teenager, do you have any fast food experience?
I worked at Baker Square. It's kind of like, kind of a restaurant, diner, pies, all that. Did that right before college, put on about a good solid 15 pounds going into my freshman year at Azusa Pacific. So, but I didn't get up at 5 to do that. That was definitely brushing the sand off from the beach and then, hopping into my role as a busser. So, but, speaking of the football, just to see the size, the athleticism, the movement traits, and then just a really intelligent guy, just getting feedback from the defensive coaches about, just how locked in he is, and just, some of the way that they can see him being able to communicate and adjust into our scheme.
Excuse me. At the Senior Bowl, Shane Beamer said, as he talked to scouts and NFL coaches, that a lot of people were like, I didn't realize Xavier was as big.
Mm.
Like that kind of put together thing. Did you kind of have that same impression, like in one of your earlier meetings with Xavier?
Yeah, really at the combine, got to see him there, in person, foot to foot with him, to kind of size him up a little bit. And the way that he carries 225 is pretty incredible, so it's just really well distributed in his body. So it doesn't look like there's this really, thick man. He's just so proportionately built. And then his movement skills, the way that he controls his body, the way he gets in and out of breaks, it's pretty special, to see him out there moving around like he does is really, it's impressive.
Dave, with Jonathan recovering from the knee injury, he was obviously out on the field. What do you want to see from him this weekend, maybe behind closed doors or on the practice field, to get a better impression of what he's capable of processing, maybe, or how he can contribute to the team while he is sidelined?
I just want him to know who we are. So, and that goes for all the rookies as well. But being able to talk to Jonathan and tell him, the intent of our offense is to run the ball, and we believe in that. We believe that opens up everything we want to do. And then just for him to be able to feel the importance of the ball security as we carry it, you're going to touch it a lot, So just being aware of those things, and also just the work ethic, the requirements that we're going to put on him, being able that he's able to be on the field just to kind of see what the drills look like and how we piece it all together. And of course, in the classroom for us, it's about those core concepts. We got to get our language and communication on the same page so we understand what these run types are, what the landmarks of it is, and having that type of discipline. So those are the things, if we can come away from that in this camp, then that's a success before he gets, back into the full group on Monday.
But how do you manage his role and not, I don't want to say leaving him behind, but a guy that can't practice, obviously there's a challenge there. You have so much to focus on for the guys that are on the field. How do you balance that?
Yeah, in my experience, in our system, this goes for really 13 years in Seattle and then the 1 year in Tampa. In my experience, we need all the backs. We need all of them to contribute at some point in the season, knock on wood, but they get nicked or it's in a game and then he busts a shoestring, right? And they're switching his shoes out to get him back ready. And those other backs have to be ready to play. So for me, this is just adding another great player to really challenge our roster, to really, bring into the group at an explosive element, but also just like everybody, we got to all work now, so as I continue to, and Dan and I continue to add great players to our team, it just really elevates the whole room, whichever position that they're in. And this is no different in the running back room.
Coach, what do you see for the role of Michael Barrett? I know it's early, but
yeah,
what do you see out of him right now?
Just like all rookies, right? He's got to learn the system. He was in a similar system at Michigan. And, we were able to evaluate a few players on their defense. And so just seeing him operate that way, his instincts, his ability to communicate, really a sound football player. And so I just see him coming in, learning everything that he can from Shaq, from Josie, and as he picks up the calls, learns how to pass the communication on from the first level to the second level, I'm just really excited to see him work, kind of open his eyes to how we're doing things here. But I'm excited for him.
That labor role that he played at Michigan at all, is that something under consideration too? Or?
I'm not sure about exactly how they used him. You might know a little bit more about Wolverine defensive football. So,
well, he did the first few years. That's what he kind of played, kind of a hybrid role. So,
I got to go back to watch the early tape. Then, great, I love it.
Why do you think he fell so far in the draft?
I think height, weight, speed measurables, might have made him slide. He's definitely not the 6'3", the giant linebackers that run, that people are used to seeing. But, I've just seen a lot of guys. It takes all kinds of players in this league. And first and foremost, football instincts, toughness, a guy you can rely on. Those are all the reports through our evaluation process. That's what we're excited about.
Jaden Cohen is one of the more popular undrafted signings. What did you see from him? What do you like from him? To bring him here?
Size, instincts, top of route, ability to separate. He's really crafty in zones. He knows how to find the open spaces, has a little cool run after catch too. He can break some tackles because of the size that he brings, attacks the ball at the high point. I mean, the guy really does have a cool skill set that he brings to us. So I'm excited to see him, kind of get introduced as we start to, develop our football, and especially in phase 3 OTAs. Let's see what he looks like against NFL talent, but I'm really excited about him.
We haven't talked to you since you guys signed, Penny, a guy
Yeah.
you're familiar with. That running back room is kind of thick. I'm assuming.
Guys, make sure you pound that like button, subscribe to the channel. All right. There's 32 votes in the poll, and we only have 23 likes. So make sure if you're voting, make sure you're pounding that like button. All right, as you're coming in.
Yeah.
That's something that you're looking to do to create competition.
Absolutely. Yeah. And just like I said, I feel like we really come out of the season. We need all these guys, and in several years, we use our practice squad running backs as well, so it's the guys that can do more than just the offensive part. Do they give us value on teams, and Rashad's another guy that can return kicks. He's done that in his career. So bringing him in, to really, push the group, but also he knows the language. He knows how to run certain run types. So I think that as he gets his reps in there, the guys will be able to see the pace that we're looking for and all those things, even from a pass protection standpoint. So I love having that experience. We did the same thing on defense with some guys who have been in our defensive scheme. It really does elevate the intelligence of the whole group.
Is there any concern that there may be too many guys vying for maybe that top spot in that room, or?
I think it's a great thing for us, and I think it's our approach is like to not let good players, get out of here in terms of that room. It's, as we come along and as we challenge them to compete, we're going to see some great effort out of the backs in this camp, and I'm really excited about it. What was that?
Do you have any concerns about Penny's injury history?
Absolutely. But, last year in Philly, he really didn't play a lot. He said he feels great, and from what I saw from the preseason, I actually played the Eagles twice in Tampa early in the season. It was the best he's ever looked. He was in the 223, 224 range for Penny. This is a guy who's played at 233, 234, so he can handle all those different sizes and weights, but he's been healthy, for a year and a half now. So I'm excited to see what he looks like when we get him here.
Was it hard to evaluate the receivers today? It looked like there were a lot of balls on the ground.
Yeah, that's first day. First day is like it's the me to you factor. We got to get another RVA, route versus air, just under our belt so they can learn each other, learn the landmarks of where we're throwing it. And, to the quarterback's credit, Xavier is a big, fast man. And so there is a change of pace. He's covering ground like you're not used to seeing. Just kind of looking at Montana State, Louisville, like they may not have had a guy that's this big, this fast. And so a lot of that I saw was.
So when he's saying Montana State, he's talking about that Sean Cashier or Kashmir or something like that, the quarterback out of Montana State. And then, of course, Jack Plummer. Then, of course, Bryce.
Them trying to catch up to the speed and explosion of
I think Bryce was there. Yeah, Bryce was there, I think, today. Maybe he wasn't.
Xavier coming out of his breaks. But I'm confident we'll be better tomorrow.
Can someone confirm that for me, by the way? Was Bryce there today? I don't think so.
Building off
He's-
that, so much time this weekend is on how to do warm-ups, how to get in and out of the huddle. Like, how much can you actually tell football-wise? And if not, what are your markers? What are you looking for?
Appreciate that, day one.
Yeah, the individual drills are really important. So,
I appreciate that, day one. And also, guys, make sure you pound that like button as you're coming in. And day one, to your question about Sam Pinkney, I like him a lot. Him and Jalen Coker kind of remind me of the same player. I think Jalen Coker might be slightly better. I think Jalen Coker he has all the intangibles to be great. Doesn't have the fastest 40 time, but the athleticism's there. Sam Pinkney, though, is a guy that can be not only can he be, but Sam Pinkney, though, I do like his versatility because at Coastal, when I watched him play, they moved him in the slot. They moved him, but they also put him on the outside. So, a guy that can also be a high point of the attack kind of guy. He also can be a big wide receiver threat in the end zone. I've seen him kind of do it all when he was at Coastal. So I like him. Will he make the roster? I don't know. I think he might be a practice squad kind of guy. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out for, because there's a lot of pressure in that wide receiver room. Okay. And a lot of people like Jalen Coker. A lot of people, of course, like Xavier Legette. So there's a lot of pressure on those guys like Terrace Marshall Jr. and Jonathan Mingo. So we'll see how it pans out. But that's my thoughts on Sam Pinkney. I know you asked that earlier. All right, let's get back.
The way that I look at it is when we bring players in for workouts, pro free agents, in training camp, we'll bring a group out to look at people because when things happen, we have to be ready to add players. So we like to get our eyes on them in person. So these individual drills really for us is like an extended tryout type of thing where we can see the movement skills. How do they translate? How do they transition into our drills? Can we see them? Executing the movements that we're looking for. So that's really the way to classify kind of what we were doing. And then when we get into the group session, that's really just about introducing what does our cadence sound like? How do we line up in the huddle? What's the tempo we're looking for as we break the huddle and get lined up so that we can continue to push the envelope on that? So we're really trying to evaluate a lot of those things. In this camp, the heart and nature of it wasn't to get into competitive periods against the defense because we have to really gauge, the fitness level of the players as they come in. I don't know what they've been doing. I don't know who they've been working out with and what level of fitness they have. So this also gives us a chance to kind of evaluate that as we come back into Monday. And now they're working with all these men who've been training together for weeks.
To that end, how do you kind of figure out how much information to give these guys at a time? And was there anything maybe that you picked up from your time in Seattle on how people do that in terms of kind of breaking guys in, not overloading?
Yeah, kind of dripping overall team philosophy in there little by little, not trying to just, fire hose, throw it all at them right away. These are the most important things as you come into this Panthers football team. These are the most important tenets. And then from an offense, defense, and special team standpoint, it's really those large core concept buckets. Here's the core of our run game. Here's the core of our play action and boot game. Here's the core of our drop back pass game. So we really keep it high level and we try not to overdo a million formations, like we'll get to that, right? We'll have a lot of variety, and that's the way we attack teams with our formations and personnels. But right now it's very high level. I want them to just have heard it, and I know that they may not get it the first time they go through it, but we'll have all of phase 3 with OTAs to do that. We'll have kind of like a final exam for the spring, if you will, in minicamp. And then we'll start back over in training camp to be able to go through it twice. Then as we go through it over time, the more times they've heard it, starting now, the more confident we feel like going into the preseason. And then we can really, my goal is that they know the play so we can evaluate the talent. If we're constantly testing the brain, they start to play slow. And then we can't really evaluate the high level of their abilities. We want their personality and who they are as players to really show up by keeping things simple enough for them to play fast.
Coach, you got a couple of players with tryout designation on the sheet.
Yeah.
Some of the things you're looking at with those guys specifically.
Same deal. Movement skills, physical traits. In the classroom, is this a guy that is picking up the concepts? Does he ask good questions? Is he focused? What's his fitness level like? In case we want to add somebody to our roster, So very similar, with the whole group, or some guys will be with us. The tryout guys definitely have a chance to show us something about them.
Darius Hodges okay? I know he went to the trainer's table for a bit. Darius Hodges?
Yeah, I saw him hop back in. So I'm assuming he was just kind of adjusting to the the NFL tempo of the way that we're working. So hopefully he'll be back out there and continue to work tomorrow.
Jaden Sanders, how did he look today, and then how's his progress been as we've gotten him in the building?
Yeah, really natural as a route runner. First thing that jumped off is just snap down at the top of routes. Some of those things that, the more specialized tight ends who can, spread out and you can use them in the pass game. You kind of see that right away. Really natural, balanced hands. So just kind of looking for, does the left hand look like the right? And he just always has balanced hands when he comes to the ball. And that's really what showed up on tape. So it was really cool to see that in person. And he just has an ease about the way he does things. It comes very natural to him. So that part's really cool.
Is taking security blanket or that connection with a QB, how much of that is going to come, obviously, as he works more with Bryce? But can you see it even when he doesn't have necessarily the starting?
Yeah, it just seems like a real friendly target. So I'm looking forward to seeing Bryce throw to him too pretty soon.
Is taking part in warm-ups something that you normally do?
We're gonna go Jack, and then we're gonna go Phil, and that's it.
Oh yeah, I just turned 43 last week, so I'm just, I'm trying to, stay limber and stay, and it's really good barometer. Like you should at least look better than the 43-year-old coach as you go through the warm-up drills, so we can kind of get a feel for that. But no, really selfishly is just another excuse to find a workout. So I appreciate it.
Dave, as you and Dan continue to kind of build your relationship, just having everybody under contract before this opens, how nice is that to get all that out of the way?
All right. So, Clay, I appreciate you saying that and answer my question. No problem, man. No problem at all. Is there another one I think is a hidden? He is another one. I think Willie Drew's a hidden gem too. Great hip movement out the outside. Damn, it was 95 out yesterday. And today, good Lord, man. Good Lord. All right, so basically the biggest takeaway I took away from his obviously, and I have some clips to show you guys. I was on Twitter scrolling. So I found some clips of the I found some clips of some of today's mini camp. So we'll go over those as well. But the biggest takeaway, obviously, for me from his press conference was he's been talking about this team's running back room. All right. He's obviously excited about how stubborn his offense can be in running the ball. He wants his players to know that that's his intent. He was asked about Jonathan Brooks, who is still recovering for that torn ACL. And even though Brooks shouldn't participate on the field work, I think Canales said it's important for the rookie to know that they need all the backs to contribute at some point in the season. Now, according to Canales and, listening to that, to me, saying that a crowded running back room is more of a necessity than a problem. So that means, obviously, the run game is going to be highly important in this season. And he's right. It does. How many times have you talked to someone about football and said, yeah, we got to run the ball better because it opens up the pass game? And he just said that. It does. It opens up everything. He explained that, he needs all these players ready to play in case of injuries or other circumstances. And with that addition of Rashad Penny as a free agent, the running back room is even more crowded for sure. But Penny can also return kicks. He knows how to run certain types of runs. He's worked with Canales. So it's having him on the team, and he thinks that Canales thinks that having him on the team, he thinks that he will help improve the group. Canales also mentioned, if you didn't hear him, saying that they having experienced players like Penny elevates this group's intelligence. He believes that having a lot of good players in the running back room is great for the team. And Canales is excited about the prospects for this team's running backs. He thinks the competition in the camp is going to be massive. And they'll be able to see a great effort from the backs. You also got to remember Jaden, the kid out of Monmouth, who looks like a great running back. If you look at his tape, it could be a sleeper for all we know. So, and of course, I think overall, though, with this whole breakdown of the running back room, and what he was talking about, to me, it shows that he's obviously going to run. Not only is it going to be run heavy, Jaden Sheridan, thank you, out of Monmouth, yeah, and then he's on the roster. So, to me, obviously the run game is going to be massive, and they went out and got two big, guards that can definitely help in that run game that we didn't have last year. So all from this, the biggest takeaway for me was how this guy is so stubborn and so heavy on the fact of running the ball. And he's right. The running the ball does open up everything. If you can run the ball, it opens up the pass. It opens up play action. It opens up a lot more, creativity in your game. So, or in your game plan, I should say. So I like that. I like it. And I think, of course, again, I think the whole Rashad Penny signing is they want to bring Brooks back slowly. So, all right, let's get to Jonathan Brooks.
That gives me a little bit more comfortability. But I mean, it's time to work, regardless, for both of us, and then we're here to push each other and to get better for each other every day.
What can he bring to this offense, KDN? I know you haven't seen the rest of the team, but what do you, from what you saw in your college experience?
Somebody who's going to catch the ball, somebody who's a team first guy, somebody who's going to work hard and get the job done. He doesn't bring a lot of extra outside noise to the team. You know what I mean? He's really focused on football.
30 people watching. Make sure you pound that
like
like button and subscribe. If you're watching on Twitter, come on over to the YouTube channel. That's the best way you can show your support.
Adjust to the veterans, and what do you hope to prove?
For me, just to learn from him, to take all the little stuff that people need to know about the game. And for me, it's not like I have, there's always stuff to prove, but for me, I just need to get healthy, learn the playbook, and do what I need to do to just get healthy and get right for the season.
Getting healthy really tests your patience. What have you learned during this rehab process about yourself?
You got to be mentally tough more than anything. Physically, obviously, it gets better. Mentally, it gets better. But for me, it was more mentally. As far as rehab, just it's the mental part of it. That's the hardest part to get through. But I feel like it's a blessing in disguise. God tested me. He's making me a tougher person. But I'm still just blessed to be here, even regarding my situation.
When you're not able to go full throttle in the first day of rookie camp, what are some of the things that you're focusing on while you're watching, everybody go through what they're doing?
100% mental reps. Hearing the play, walking through it in my head, and then visually seeing them do it. That helps a lot. And then for me, just being a teammate, being there for them, getting the running backs, O-line, anybody water, just doing as much as I can for them. I can't physically be out there to help them, but for me to help them off the field, that means a lot to me.
What was that process like though? Because when guys are injured, it gives them kind of a different perspective, a different way to look at the game. But this is a whole new game for you. What is that experience been?
It's only been the first day, so
like today?
But it was cool. It's good to see the NFL tempo, see the plays, hear the plays. It's a lot different from the system I came from. So hearing the plays, really just learning the playbook and getting a lot of mental reps and visually seeing myself doing it. You know what I mean? Like, so whenever it does come time for me to take my first practice rep, I'm not just in a whirlwind, lost, screws flying out of my head. You know what I mean? I'm focused. I know what's going on. I know what it needs to look like, the pace and everything like that.
How excited are you to get back, and how much will you have to kind of rein yourself back in and not come back too fast?
I'm so excited. It's something I've done my whole life. As far as holding myself back, it's just whenever I get healthy. I'm on pace right now. I'm doing rehab, doing everything I can to get back right. Like I said, the training staff here, they're great. They're very helpful, and I like the plan that they have.
What is the staff here different as far as your rehab and getting you ready than you've been doing before you got here?
Essentially, it's kind of just up into the notch, especially I'm 5 months out of rehab, 5 months out of surgery. So I kind of get to do more advanced stuff now. So, I'm essentially doing the same stuff. But it's good to hear from different perspectives of rehab, what's better, what's not, you know what I mean? And I just like how helpful they've been, and it showed already since day one.
On the personal side, as a teenager, what was your first job?
My first job was a school furniture store in Hallettsville.
Salesman?
I was more of a deliver stuff, build stuff in the warehouse, and take the school furniture to the schools.
Any more for Jonathan? Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.
All right, so the last question threw me off there. Why are you at? Well, so that last question, kind of drew me off there. I don't understand why these reporters ask some stupid ass questions like, "You worked at McDonald's," or "You where'd you work at the end of your high school?" Who cares? But to me, from taking away from him, it's going to be interesting to know what Jonathan Brooks. It was interesting to know what he was up to lately, despite being unable to participate in this team's minicamp this weekend due to the ACL tear. He says he's grateful to be where he is right now. He recently took some questions and about the outing and stuff like that, and how he's adjusting to the pros. And to me, it sounds like he plans to learn from the veterans and absorb all the little details about the game. And he believes there's always something to prove. But for now, I think he says he needs to focus on getting healthy, learning the playbook, doing what he needs to do to be ready for the season, right? I mean, again, that knee injury, unfortunately, stopped his season last year, back in November. I mean, the guy before he got injured had over 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns in 11 games. So, and he was asked about his challenges of his recovery. Brooks mentioned that it's more about being mentally tough than anything else, and the physical aspect of rehab gets better as time goes on, and it's the mental part that can be the hardest to get through. However, to me, he's taking he says it's a blessing in disguise, basically, and he believes it's making him a tougher person. So to me, the kid, despite the setbacks, remains positive. He says he expects to be ready for training camp. All in all, it's clear that he's determined to come back stronger and better than ever before. And hopefully that's the case. Hopefully that's the case. All right, let's get to Mr. Maine. Mr. Maine, what's up, Maine?
Just say your name and media outlet for Xavier. That'd be great. You can start with questions.
So, Xavier, Mike K, Charlotte Observer.
I'm good. How you?
Doing well. Question for you: why do you wear the sleeve on the knee?
Oh man, that's just my style of play. I just feel comfortable with it on my leg.
Is that like more of like a stylistic thing?
Yeah.
What was it like this first day at Minicamp?
First day was smooth. It was real short, but we got good work out there.
Everybody seems to be just overly amazed at your size and how you're able to move still with speed at that size. Is it something that you focused on as you went into getting ready for the combine and your NFL debut?
Oh yeah, man. That was the most important thing to me, to really put emphasis on certain routes that the media was saying that I couldn't run. I wasn't able to run. So I felt like that was the most important thing to me. So I just worked on those things a lot.
What were those routes?
Like the anything that's coming back out my break, which is where I'm dropping my hips. Any route that contains the.
Would those be like comebacks?
Yeah, the comebacks, the curls, just anything like the choices and all, anything in that sense.
So you pay attention to what people say about you?
I don't necessarily really worry about what folks say, but I mean, a lot of folks bringing that to my attention. Like a lot of coaches who I was talking to, they was also bringing it up. Like, why you think a lot of folks saying this and that? I mean, well, I feel like the coaches kind of thought the same thing as well. So, I mean, I feel like that was important to me. I put emphasis on making that happen and being able to show them that I could do that through the process.
Was there anyone specifically, either a trainer or a former or current player you worked with on getting in and out of those breaks quicker?
Oh yeah. I work with Brandon White. He Receiver Factory, and also TA. He worked with Gold Feet. That's his company.
Who was the second person you mentioned?
Gold Feet, Tevin Allen.
So why do you think people maybe question those routes? Is it just your size?
Yeah, it's mostly my size. A lot of folks say a lot of bigger guys can't get in and out of their breaks. Yeah, but I want to show them different.
Not to like keep harping on this, but what do you do to work on those kind of routes? Is it just repetition of throughout your day?
Oh yeah, repetition for sure. The more I can do it, the better I get at it.
Is there anyone you point to or others that pointed to you and said, here's a bigger receiver that may have had to develop as a route runner and has done really well?
Oh, well, I mean, I watched DK Metcalf. I mean, they say the same thing about him sometimes. So I just try to see what he do best to get open in the league.
Has Canales talked to you all about DK? He was obviously with him in Seattle.
Also, no.
Do you think, not to harp on the route running, but do you think like your actual tape prior to working on that stuff, you were an underrated route runner?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And the reason why I say that, I wasn't really asked to run a lot of those
For
routes
sure,
to
for
where I'm
sure.
showing that I'm breaking my hips. A lot of my routes and my film show that I want more so the deep ball three. But I can run any route in the route tree. I feel that.
Is it tough to kind of mentally balance the route running with the go up and get it ball?
Oh no, no, no. It's all football, dog.
Xavier, Dave talked about not overloading you guys because he wants you to know the play so you can play fast. He doesn't want to bog you down with all these different formations and stuff. How do you not get overwhelmed? How do you sort of allow yourself to play fast while still trying to learn so much information?
Oh man, well I feel like as long as I can get a good understanding of the playbook, that gonna help me play fast. I ain't really intimidated trying to figure out what the play is or anything because I study it well enough to know.
You told us at the Senior Bowl how much Debo had meant to you over the years and what you drew from him. Have you been able to talk to him as you kind of started this process, especially going?
Oh yeah, we ain't really been talking like that as much. He been letting me get my mind right for this. But I mean, we talk here now and then. We just keep it cordial.
Xavier, it is a big day today. Thinking back to your first practice as a pro, thinking back to your high school teenage years, what was your first job, and do you have a cool story about that? Your first day on the job?
Are you saying for like the receiver?
No, just working fast food or working.
Oh no. See, I ain't never had a job for real. I mean, in 2020 with COVID hit, one of my partners was working at KFC. I went in there. He kept begging me to come because I was just chilling at the house. I went in there about 2 weeks and I got on though. Yeah. That's all I do. I was a 3-sport athlete ever since I was a little boy. I played football, basketball, and baseball, and I did that all the way through my years.
Looks like a paid off.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely.
Dave Canales said today that maybe those quarterbacks were kind of having a hard time keeping up with your speed in terms of the timing of the passes. Was that your observation as well as y'all went through the work?
I mean, well, we just got to work on the timing. I mean, they new to me and I'm new to them, so we just got to work on the timing, get that down packed. We'll get on the right track.
To that end, when will you start kind of developing that timing with Bryce? Have you all got together?
Oh well, I know.
Or?
Oh no, not yet. I was trying to, but it was against the rules. So when Monday come and everybody in the building, we'll get everything on track.
You looking forward to that specifically to kind of get on that same wavelength?
Oh yeah, for surely.
Congratulations on signing your contract.
I appreciate that.
Do you have a purchase in mind, your first big purchase?
I just want to remodel my mom and my dad's house. That's the only thing I want to do. So,
the house you grew up in?
Yes, sir.
Does all your family still live in Mullins?
Well, my older sister, she live in Columbus, Georgia. My brother and my other sister, they live back home though.
What were your summers like in Mullins?
My issue, right? We go to the horse stable. We at the horse stable all day, ride around the city on them horses. Yes, so.
Xavier, coming in as the first round pick in this class, you're going to be the face of the class. Is there any pressure that comes with that, or feeling like you're kind of the head of this class, so to speak?
Oh no, I just keep the main thing. I don't want to feel like I'm more bigger than the team. I mean, I feel like everybody the same. We all fighting for a position.
What does it look like for you when you leave the stadium and go home? Like, what do you do to unwind?
Oh man, well before I leave, I get in the tub so I can get my body back right for the next day. I'm just going back home to relax. I might talk to my folk when I'm back home. This is to keep my mind off football a little bit. But other than that, I'm just relaxing. I don't really watch TV. I don't play no video games or nothing. Yeah.
Xavier, did you have any cool like NIL deals that were like kind of fun or offbeat or funky?
Oh, well, I had a deal with Pit Viper. You know, they do some stuff on there. I'll tell you, that was probably the most cooler one I had.
How did that change? How did NIL kind of change your college experience?
Well, I was able to make a little bit of money and help my folks out who needed it back home.
About the horses, how old were you when you rode your first one?
When I was about 5 years old, and ever since I was a little boy, My uncle, he'll bring the horses to my house every day for my birthday. And then we'll go out there to the horse stable on the weekend.
You have your own horse?
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
Dollar Bill.
What's that?
Dollar Bill.
Dollar Bill?
Yeah, it's a racking horse. One that stepped pretty.
That was my next question, is like quarter horse?
Oh, yeah, it's a quarter horse. We got some race horses. Yeah. Oh, he about 15 right now.
Were you stoked that 17 was available?
I mean, I was really shooting to get 2, but I called my brother and I let him choose for me. He told me to stay with 17, so I took it.
Did he tell you why you wanted to shoot?
He said, "Let's just stay with the same college number."
Why did you want to?
Just something different, just to change it up.
Real good.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Called the Charlotte Cowboys, right up there on Betty Sports, a black group of writers, right locally. Look them up on.
Oh, that boy cracks me up, man. That boy cracks me up. So basically what I got away from it, because I can understand him. All right. So let me explain this to you guys. First off, I can understand him because I'm from the area. Not his exact area, but like 45 minutes away. So I understand. Okay. I understand what he said. Some of y'all might not. But he just finished his first mini rookie camp, team's first pick, first round pick. He said the first day went smoothly. Obviously got some work done. Then asked what he worked on the most during the pre-draft process. Legette said that he put the emphasis on working on certain routes that made the media was saying he couldn't run, and the routes in question were comebacks, curl routes, and Legette wanted to get better at coming out of breaks and dropping his hips and basically all of that. And so despite not necessarily worrying about what others said, he heard the chatter about these routes, and the coaches he talked to also brought it up, and he felt it was important to put emphasis on improving his route running, showing his coaches that he could do it. So overall, it seems like it was a good first day, solid first day rookie minicamp, and it was mainly focused on improving his game. I did find a lot of picks. I did find a lot of videos. So here's Trevor Wallace. In a drill. Here's Jaden Sanders.
Not next week. Not next week.
That's it. Jaden Sanders checking in, doing some blocking drills. Dave Canales warming up with the rookie. Yeah, but here is what we're kind of watching. I mean, that's thrown behind him. There's Jalen Coker. That's thrown behind him.
This wasn't.
I think that's the same thing. Let's see. No, this one's different, I think. Now here's Jack Plummer. Oh. So far, it doesn't look like they were getting some good passes. They weren't getting the passes that they were looking for. So anyway, so guys, don't forget about the giveaway. We will do this next week. Again, join the Discord. Take a screenshot that you are subscribed to the channel. Place it in the Discord channel called, once you join, you can place it in the Discord channel called Jersey Giveaway, and your name will be added to the giveaway. Spin the wheel. All right. So again, that's your minicamp day 1 update, news and update, breakdown of the press conference. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream today, whether you're watching on Twitter or TikTok. It looks like, or not TikTok, but Twitter or YouTube. Looks like we got a total of 40 people watching. So the 28 of you on Twitter, come on over to the YouTube channel. That's the best way you can help and show your support towards my channel is the YouTube channel. So I really appreciate that. And people on YouTube, appreciate you continue showing your support. So make sure you guys pound that like button, subscribe. Have a blessed Friday. Have a good weekend. I'm sure I will see y'all on Monday. Maybe you'll see me tomorrow. Don't forget about the quote of the day. Never dream about success. I work for. So appreciate everyone joining the live stream. And as always, guys, keep pounding. Peace.